Welcome back to Side by Side Plays. I'm Shikuquaza. And last time we learned that the chicken was tampered with. They tampered with the addition of a soporific, designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. And as you remember, Kazuma did not eat any chicken, so he had to die. A sleeping drug? Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Mr. Naruto, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What a far-fetched idea. No, that's exactly what happened. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. Mr. Sholmes? Well, seaman? I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would be hauled over the coals for aiding and abetting a renegade. Please, no more. I will tell everything. Eh? I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. We all agreed to help, everyone together. She threw away everything. Her fame in the belly. Mother Russia, we wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Dude! We could not make all drug, how you say, dissolve? Talk about heavy seasoning, jeez. At midnight in waters near Shanghai, we brought the angel on board. She was helped by comrade on shore with small fishing boat. While other passengers of the SS Beria slept soundly, thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained. So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locking in that case, and there would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Ah, of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite, and accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes. The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway, and so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early morning hours. Did you do this? You come aboard my ship and you kill a man? You've talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. and someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. But, I don't know about any of this. I am just a tiny girl. If you like to speak with your long English words and explain your Krevler ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We mostly push Englishmen off boats. That is what we are good at.
Unless if it is a sailor story.
Sailors like me, we only trust what we can see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruto? Ah, me? You hear it. That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind. What accusatory... Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No, you must hear with your eyes. I was kidding when I said that. For observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? I believe the time has come. For one final logic and reasoning spectacular, we have to point our way to victory. So, Mr. Naruto, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said. Or of these two provocators? Observation? If you remember, Mr. Naruto, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? I noticed this before, but I appreciate how Susato and Naruto say Mr. instead of whatever their applicable... God, your thighs are so firm. They say Mr. in the presence of Sherlock Holmes, but they don't do it when he's not there. Shit. By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asogi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened. Precisely. You are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died. Their ears. Wait, where'd her earring go?
Yeah, she's missing an earring.
Are you fucking kidding me? What's that? I could have sworn she was wearing both her earrings earlier.
No, I only ever saw one.
Oh my god. I was wondering why it would even give us the option to do her ears. Of fucking course. Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is the clasp part that attaches to the ear, if that's the case. She doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. His chunky arms! Chunky monkey! A bonk.
His elbow. I mean, you need to break a spine, you need something, blunt object, so...
I'm trying to see if there's anything surrounding them. Nope, it's gotta be... Ooh. I don't think it's behind them. I wonder if it's the ear. Yes! I'm gonna guess. Bonk. I noticed the dainty jewelry you're wearing on your ears, Miss Pavlova. Were we to find a piece of those earrings in Mr. Sosoki's cabin, it would prove beyond doubt that you were there. Although, we haven't actually found anything yet, so... What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? I don't know. This is my show, Mr. Naruto. Kindly perform any peculiar experience on your own stage. Sorry. How exactly are you supposed to show that someone else was there when Kazuma died? I can think of two possible ways. Either we find a trace of something that the person in question left behind at the scene, or, if that's not possible, Trace of something that the person took away from the scene, be that accidentally or deliberately. Okay.
Does he have any bruises?
I think the only thing that I'm able to click on are the ears, the arms. Tummy. Oh,
there it
hold
is.
on.
The
Yeah,
stain.
there it is.
Yes.
That was hidden pretty well. Seaman Stroganoff, you seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Eh? Yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from.
You want me to drain any of the water or just put the seasoning in it?
I did put a lot of water in. Let me see. Yeah, I misjudged how much there was. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain. What are you trying to say? I am perfect Russian gentleman. I have no stains. It would appear the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform. I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruto, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then. The evidence that proves that the stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is... It's the ink. Right?
Yeah, it's the ink.
How do I present that? Oh, that?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yes.
Because remember, we noticed that the writing was very nice.
It was very nice, yes, very particular. The ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform? Ink? What is ink? I've never heard of that. A rather unusual color of ink, purple. Ah, the penny drops. At last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. The stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means... you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt. Alright, yes, it was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in Dead Stupidin's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I pressed button to make emergency stop, and both cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one suspect our angel. Biff, please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like shit. Biff, please. You must help me. Okay, definitely wasn't either of them then. Who the fuck was it? I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw a student boy on floor. What happened here? Please, don't tell anybody. My little one, my little furry friend, has taken another life. That's why I had to flee from Russia in the first place. Everything that happened in the cabin is like Angel told you.
The kitten escaped through a ventilator into Mr. Asogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor.
That was Ryunosuke.
Why are you mocking my accent? That is right.
So after the incident, when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor.
She said she was worried when she heard the sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Asogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why?
I already told you. When Nina opened the door of student's cabin and looked inside.
I was asking Miss Pavlova. Well, Miss Pavlova?
Duh.
Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. Maybe he had a nibble of chicken. He was like, what's this weird pellet thing I found with the bone? Oh, that's a soporific drug.
And it just killed him?
No. I'm really thinking, no, he couldn't have been killed because this is way too easy. This is wrapping up way too easy. Someone else had to have been in there and killed him. And
I think it's whatever caused the cat to want to go over there, too.
No, I think the snake was it, because we found the snake in here. I think someone... I mean, I'm not sure, because... they made it pretty cut and dry that the snake just escaped during the emergency stop.
I think that there was someone in here.
I think...
That...
No, I think the cat was not an intended part of the plan. I think that he was killed...
No, it wasn't. But the cat, they may have had some sort of smell on him, or the cat was attracted to the chicken.
No, I don't think the cat was intended in any way at all. The cat got spooked by the snake that's in Pavlova's cabin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then she went into the victim's cabin, and it didn't actually have any bearing on the case. I don't think the cat tripped up. But I think the actual murderer probably stepped on the bell or something. Broke it.
So you think maybe he was just asleep and then someone came in and killed him afterwards?
I don't think he was asleep. I was making a joke there. I think that... Could you not eat right in front of the mic? Thank you. I don't know. Something very nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes? How did the bell end up in here? Or the photograph? That too. The cause of death was a broken neck. Therefore, the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is only one particular area in this photograph that seems to me somewhat unnatural.
What do you mean unnatural?
Yeah, he's gonna ask who did the writing. This area. And by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck. Which part of this photographic print seems unnatural? Duh, he wasn't the one that wrote it, right? The writing, guys, what? So if you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point. Well, I wasn't looking for something obvious. God... Okay, so I was right.
It was his face?
I mean to identify another point. Oh, I see. So, what... Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. In my opinion, if you landed on as the victim appears to have done, it would be most unnatural. I'm sure you'll reach the same conclusion.
The fact that he landed on his face.
What?
It popped up a different color when we were
No,
on
no,
his
no,
face.
no, no, no! It's his other hand!
Yes.
Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist doesn't quite seem right. And the exact same thought occurred to me. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna take a snip. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms first. Yet here we are, and see the victim in the left hand. Wait, did you add the seasoning? Mm-hmm. Okay. As though he were gripping something. What do you mean? He was gripping the evidence that proves his innocence. What did you find, Mr. Sholmes?
The earring.
Was it the earring?
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck did she... Okay, were we right? When I saw the fucking newspaper, I was like, okay, the girl is the killer. Like, before anything else, before we even met her.
Mm-hmm.